Peace and love, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. We're going to get right started right with the market. Appreciate you all that have been following me and who's reaching out for consultations and everything like that. Um, and those who just support, do me a favor if you haven't already, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button so you can get a notification when I go live with these pre-market analysis videos. Um, Let me just share this real quick and we're going to get right to it. All right, cool. So let's get to it. Man, the markets opened up this morning green, but I've been wrong, right? The first 2 days of the week with my pre-market analysis. Not that I've been wrong, but the markets have done something different. So usually it has opened up high. Let's look right at SPY. I'm not going to even deal with it. We see that the S&P is down. It's created a lower low so far today. And I've been talking about with SPY, is it going to break this damn level? Finally, this full 7 level. This is a very strong resistance. When we look back here, it's so strong. It's been consolidating for like a week and a half now. What is it? We're on day 8. And I was hoping that it would break down through that support yesterday. It did not. We ran out of time in the market. So on Monday, we gapped up, and shortly thereafter, it fell off a cliff, right? It kept dropping in pre-market. It came in Tuesday, very low. Here's the support level. Actually, we need to break 406.93. Let me change my alert real quick because I like to be precise. I don't want to be messing around. That thing triggering and ain't right where it's supposed to trigger, and I'm thinking it's one way and it's another. But anyway, it came in pre-market and it gapped down in pre-market and it ran. We surged that day, right? So yesterday, same thing. We came in. Now, I've been talking about a strategy. I did a video on entries to try to give people an understanding. And I talked about the first candle on the 15-minute charts, how to give you a general idea of what's going on with the market, right? So we got this push up, we got this bottom and tail here, and we ran right into the resistance. I also said in that video, on those first couple candles, if you don't break through all this resistance up here, because we got resistance, this is a resistance level, this is a resistance level. Where resistance isn't necessarily a number, that's another thing. It's a zone, right? So we didn't get that. We didn't break through right up in here. So that tells me that we are going to do what it eventually did yesterday and fall. So I got into puts yesterday once I seen that it didn't break. And then we kind of, it got choppy a little bit and it dropped. So what's going on today, right? Because that's what we're here for. We got a gap up, right? We got a gap up, and then right here is our sign that this may be the day that we begin to plunge. Now, price is already, it has broken all of the support levels from yesterday. It is wiped out yesterday totally in pre-market. So will it continue? I would love to just go ahead and say, yes, it will, right? But I'm not sure based off of what it's been doing, because it's been gapping down and then popping, right? On that day. And then on this day, it gapped up and dropped, right? Even yesterday, it kind of gapped down, but then there was some sort of a surge, right? So I do believe that we are going to go lower and retest that oh, I'm not sharing my screen. Goodness, look at me. Sorry about that, y'all. I'm glad somebody told me. Hey, peace and love, Rochelle. Are you able to see my screen? Somebody tell me if you're able to see the screen. Goodness. Hopefully, yeah, I think you should be able to see it by now. But all right, back to it. So I was talking about how the market has been swinging and going, um, you know, doing the opposite of what it's doing in pre-market, right? Going back to Monday, we got a gap up and then it plunged, right? It gapped down on Tuesday, and then we got a surge. And then yesterday we got it gapped down. It did run a little bit, then it gapped down some more. So now we're gapping down again. We've taken out yesterday's lows. That's where we are. And it continues to drop. Now, I don't know how strong this move is going to be, right? But based off what it's been doing, my thing is just be patient, watch, pay attention to what's going on. We see that it's already started this a descend. It already started. That could change. It could come and wipe all this stuff out as soon as the market opens. Pay attention to your first 15-minute candle. That will give you a general idea of what the market is going to do. And I did a video to back test that and to prove that point that I'm making. So that's my overall opinion on the market right now is to pay attention to what's going on at the open. I'm not telling you to jump into anything. I'm not telling you that it's bullish, that it's bearish. Don't go into the market these days, man. I can't. So you can't go in thinking that you're a bull or a bear necessarily. Watch and see what's going on. It looks like it's getting ready to go out down here and take out these lows, right? Here's what I can tell you. It needs to break this support at 406.93, right? If it does not break this support, if it retraces, or even I'll go even farther and say the weekly low is 407.62. So you can even use that. If it doesn't break 407.62, there's a chance that it could reverse, right? So just be mindful of that. Let's look at I was going to look at Dollar Tree, but let's look at the overall market and what's going on. We see that according to the S&P, it's already plunging down there and taking out those support levels, the weekly support levels. Let's look at the NASDAQ, what it's doing. The NASDAQ is just dropped. This is our big funky red candles. The NASDAQ is bleeding out and whatnot. It's taking out these support levels. I'm sorry, this is the NASDAQ. Same thing with the Dow. Everything has retraced very hard in the last hour. I don't know what news they're using to say to justify this move or whatever. So it looks like right now, as it looks right now on all the major indices, it looks like it's going to be a red day, right? However, pay attention to what's going on in the pre-market. Now, let me get to Square. Let me share Square real quick. I got into Square puts yesterday. Now I'm gonna show you how I played Square. I've been fooling with them since Tuesday. I ran it up on Tuesday. And then based off of this very first candle, you see this big surge that Square came out and did and had? Big surge, right? But then look at this retrace. That means that they started selling off. The selling began, and they pushed price all the way back down here. Again, it popped again. that was my signal, my indication that that it was going to be a red day, even though square looked like it was going to be it was going to run, right? But based off of this first candle, that made me say, okay, let me watch this thing for the hook. And sure as shit stinks. I probably shouldn't use language like that, but oh well, I'm me. We had a red day and was able to get some money out of this thing. I got out. Kind of wishing I had stayed in now, but you know, the way things are in this market, I don't hold anything overnight. I try to catch my move. Again, I try to make a good entry. That's where you get paid. That's what you get paid. You have to. So when I got up here and this thing started to pull back, I said, yeah, buddy, I got you now. But then it came out and created a higher high, but it pulled back real hard. And I said, yep, based off of this pullback when sellers stepped in, based off this big, huge pullback when sellers stepped in and they took this candle out, that you know, I got into my puts and was able to get some money and ride it out. It got a little choppy. I got a little spooked, but then look at this trend that was starting to form right here. I just eyeballed this yesterday. But look at this trend that I had it on the chart already. But pay attention to what's going on in this first 15-minute candle. I'm going to stress that every day with your trading. That's my little cheat code that I use to get in and out, to determine direction and whether or not I'm going to get into something. Initial gains report came in higher than expected. I thought that was supposed to be tomorrow. What's today? Thursday. I still below average. Thanks, Lance. I be getting those days mixed up and whatnot. And I'm not much of a fundamentalist. I don't really watch. I'm bad at that. And there's nothing I'm bragging on. I do rely heavily on the charts and stuff, and I should be paying more attention to the fundamental stuff, but I really don't. Like I should. Bad. That's bad on my end. I know that, but thank you for sharing it, though. I was gonna go and look it up eventually, though. But yeah, getting back to my point, be careful with your entries. Be careful with your entries. You get paid off your entries, right? And this here is something that I've back tested over and over again. Pay attention to that first 15-minute candle. Is it absolute? No, nothing in the markets is. But I'm batting about 80% doing that. Okay. And I'm gonna give you another example because I was in SPY puts too. But look what SPY did on the yesterday. Here we go. Let me take all this stuff off here. It look like goodness. Now SPY was different. SPY gave you a big bottom and tail. That means that buyers stepped in. But in the video I did about entries, I also told you to know your support and resistance levels, right? So I knew that my resistance was right here. So I needed confirmation. Plus this candle was red. The color really doesn't too much concern me, but this still is a green candle if you really ask me, but it didn't take out the open. So that gave me pause, right? And then, so I didn't enter. And then I seen this here, it didn't take out the support. And in that video, I said, man, listen, if you're early, when all the volume is in the markets, if you're not taking out these resistance levels, hey, man, it's going down. I don't care what stock it is. You could think it's going to the moon. If it doesn't take out the highs, these highs or lows, depending on what direction you're trading, when all the volume is there, guess what? It ain't going to happen. And I was eventually able to get in. I got in somewhere on this candle, probably like towards right up in here, and was able to get some money on it. So be careful, watch your entries, pay attention to pre-market, and pay attention to that very first candle on the 15-minute chart can give you a general idea of what the market is doing. Peace and love. Let me get up out of here and get myself situated. I'm looking at Dollar Tree today again to see is it going to break that level that I mentioned the other day. Let me pull it up real quick. Dollar Tree daily candle. Let me put my stuff on here. Yeah, Dollar Tree needs to break 155.64. I'm looking to see, is it going to do that? I got these moving averages, my 10 and my 50 moving averages. I don't know, but the way the market is looking, if the market does break that 407, I'll be looking to get into puts there. So anyway, peace and love, y'all. Have a great day trading. I'm out.